Someone told me the other day that, courage is in more need in society than genius. And I was thinking about it a lot. And I actually don't think, courage is that necessary to become successful in society. And so early on in humanity's existence, you were able to explore land and you were able to unlock truth or make discoveries through the land around you. Maybe you would eat an apple and you'd figure out, that apple from that tree is good, or the other apple from the other tree is bad, or you're able to make discoveries by crossing the river and realizing that it was safe to cross the river, and so on and so forth. So you're able to unlock truth and make discoveries through your land. Later on, you were able to explore human civilizations. You saw this a little bit with Christopher Columbus and his exploration of the Americas, or Lewis and Clark in American history and their exploration of Middle America and being able to explore, Native American civilizations. And same holds true for exploring other civilizations in Africa or in India and so on and so forth. But your unlocking of truth or your discovery there was in understanding others. But we can't do this anymore because we live in a complete world. Everything's mapped out and everything is seen through satellites and through products like Google Maps and Google Earth. So you can't really discover land anymore. You can explore other civilizations through tourism, but there's a lot of questions that come along with that. How do I avoid tourist traps? Is it even worth it for me to explore another culture because I can just watch someone do it on YouTube? And has society converged so much that exploring another culture, exploring another civilization really isn't that interesting? And we did have space, but as a society, we've kind of rejected it. There's way less excitement around space travel and space flight than there was when the space race peaked between the U.S. and Russia. Today's discoveries have shifted a lot. The primary form of discovery is through scientific discovery. So, within scientific discovery, there are all these rules. You have to go through a scientific method. You have to set up an experiment. You have to conduct a double-blind study, and there has to be an independent variable. And once you're done making this sort of discovery, then you have to, write about it, type up a paper, and then other people will decide if it's true or not. So the advent of scientific discovery or scientism, as you can almost look at it as sort of an ideology, has definitely been a big winner in modern society. Also conspiracy theories. The idea that you're making discoveries because someone earlier on has lied to you about what has actually gone on. So you make a discovery within the truth, or you're discovering a truth about someone else. Through looking at the JFK assassination, you've decided that they were lying to you about JFK, or they were lying to you about what really happened with Jeffrey Epstein. And so your form of discovery, or your form of finding the truth, is through conspiracy theories. And then you also have hippie culture as well. I guess you just take a bunch of mushrooms, or you do a bunch of psychedelics, and you make discoveries about oneself, or make discoveries about who you are as an individual. It's a very introspective form of discovery. But in all our modern forms of discovery, with the advent of sort of hippie culture, sort of introspection, scientific discovery, along with making discoveries about history, all of these discoveries, maybe they take some level of intelligence or skepticism or reflection, but what they don't take is courage. And maybe it says something about the discoveries we're trying to make in today's society. Is it even worth it because it lacks courage? What does this say about the discoveries we're trying to make if it takes no risk to make them at all?